Hi guys, I'm doing it a little bit differently because of the restrictions right now. Remember, my page is not monetized, so I have to do things a bit differently. Now, I spoke briefly this morning about things getting up under my skin. Listen, let me tell you something. First of all, everybody in this world has a bunch of crap going on. They don't need the added tension of someone's misguided opinion. Okay? I've often said here, what you think of me is none of my business. It's not. It only becomes my business when it encroaches on what it is I'm doing or underlying currents of what's wrong with you. Now you're about the fourth person, and I count myself lucky with that I've had to systematically put in their place. Let me explain something to you. I don't know what kind of life you've led. I don't know what kind of people you've been around where you would automatically default to the exhaustion on someone's face or the pain in someone's eyes to being intoxicated or high or what have you. I don't know. That, again, is none of my business, and quite frankly, I don't care. But what makes it my business is that you brought that here to my channel. As I've explained many times, had you bothered to go through my list, this channel was created for people dealing with chronic illness, their caregivers also, because they need a break too. Everything from chronic migraines, which yes I have, epilepsy, yes I have, fibromyalgia, and a host of other different issues, things that people have never heard of, like chronic idiopathic urticaria. Yeah, now that one's a bitch, really. But what you see, what you judged, is a woman that has, as I've suggested many times, stand on your 2 feet, straighten your spine as best as you can, square your shoulders, and do what needs to be done. That is what you see. Now, the exhausted look on my face, I cannot hide, and I'm not even going to try. Look, I've earned my stripes. You know, as I've said many times, God gives different people different things. Okay? And I'm assuming that you are not of a godly nature, because you would have realized that. You know, some he gives the gift of insight, some he gives the gift of other knowledge. But at any rate, I was unfortunately gifted with horrible health. I'm going to pause this for 1 second. So, forget the pause. As I stated, you know, I'm not explaining anything. Trust me when I tell you. I don't feel the need to, not at this big old age. I don't. What I'm trying to do is educate. That is what I do here. You know, again, I say, this is a channel for like-minded people who are looking, you know, for respite, so to speak. You know, a community where they can just be themselves, where the mask comes off. You know, the mask of us having to say, oh, I'm fine, I'm okay. Believe me, I do it all the time, you know, because of people like you. Okay? So, now, like I said, this is a course correction, okay? And I offer you the opportunity to never see my face again if it you know, truly upsets you. You know, the fact that you thought I was drunk is absolutely, that's one I've never heard. So you got one up on me. You know, I've heard many, many things about me being ill, but I've never heard that one. Touche. So, as I said, Capricorn women, being annoyed is not a good thing. And believe me, I am using restraint and putting you in your place. Okay? You and anybody else that comes after you that wants to do the same thing. I will reiterate what I said. If at any time you feel as though you cannot, in good conscience, patronize this channel, move on. It's no skin off my nose. See, I'm not like the others. I don't depend on this as an income. I do this because I genuinely want to be with people and be surrounded by people that have gone through the same hell that I have gone through and still going through. So you, my Russian friend, careful.